Hello, Americans and Patriots. How you doing? Well, all has been going on in a so-called call for unity, even though the left has done nothing but provoke, and they incite over violence with their words. And we can talk about Maxine Waters, Nancy Pelosi, AOC. I happened to watch the movie yesterday with my wife called Civil War. Now, my wife, this is the second time my wife saw it. She saw it in the movie theater. I was watching it with her yesterday on, I think it was Amazon Prime. So we watched this movie, and all I can say is, in one word, vague. The movie is vague. I mean, first of all, obviously you know that the U.S. is in a civil war, but you don't know the reason for the civil war. You don't know how the civil war got started, which side provoked it. You don't know whether the president's a Republican or Democrat, who has control of the Senate or the House. In the movie, the president's in his third term. Now, you don't know the reason why. The reason why he's in his third term is because the country's in so much turmoil. Or the reason why the country's at war is because he does have a third term. You don't know none of this. In the movie, they have something called the Western Alliance between, believe it or not, California and Texas. And they're referred to as the Western Forces. They're the side you're going to see with the U.S. with the 2 stars on it. That's the California Texas Alliance, I guess. And in the movie, they describe it as the Western Forces as being very left-wing, which means, I guess, they must have managed to turn Texas blue. But you don't know that for sure in the movie. You can only assume. And there's a line in the movie that said the Western Forces, the Portland Maoists, it's all the same thing. The Portland Maoists. Okay? So I'm going to assume that they did turn Texas blue and it's very left-wing now. I don't know. Then you have the Florida Alliance. But you don't know if the Florida Alliance, who they're teaming up with, if it's the other states in the Gulf Coast. There's a line in the movie said that they wanted to unite with the Carolina, but that didn't happen. So you got this really, really ugly war. And you don't know anything about what's going on. I mean, it was the most vague movie in the world. Now, people try to say this is a right-wing movie, and this is a heavy... People say they have a left-wing movie, and then to be honest, it was really neither. Like I said, it was very vague. In the movie, you have a story of 2 pretty seasoned journalists, one journalist and one war photographer, trying to get from New York City to D.C. to interview the president and watch the final battle. And along the line, they take a very old veteran reporter who could barely walk, uses a cane, and it looks like a 19 and 20-year-old college student who wanted to be a big-time journalist photographer and a wartime photographer. So they take these 2 along. So you got 40 people in the car. In the movie, they tell you that all the major highways going down to D.C. from the northeast have been vaporized. So they actually had to travel from New York City to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, come around West Virginia, into Charlottesville, Virginia, which is where the base for the Western Forces is, for the final showdown in D.C. And in the movie, they say, there's a line in the movie, the old guy, the old reporter says, how do you think you get this interview with the president when he has shot every photographer and reporter on site on the D.C. area? Anyway, in the end, the U.S. forces are defeated. There's a final showdown between, I guess, the military, the D.C. Guard, and the Secret Service with the Western forces, maybe the Florida Alliance. I'm not really sure. The whole thing is very vague. I'm probably have to go back and watch it again. And of course, the very last scene of the movie is, they kill the president. Now, people try to say that president's supposed to be Trump. Well, I mean, he does wear a blue suit. He wears a famous red tie. He has a very square head, but he's very short. He looks more like Lindsey Graham, and kind of talks a cross between Biden and Lindsey Graham. So, I guess they want to make it obvious. You don't know who the governor of Florida is in the movie. You don't know who the governor of Texas is in the movie. You don't know who the governor of California is in the movie. But it's 4 journalists covering a civil war. Would I recommend the movie? I don't know. Like I said, it was vague at best. But if you've seen the movie, let me know what you think. Like I said, it kind of left me just at the end scratching my head. So I didn't think the movie was that good. Would I recommend it? Maybe, I don't know. If you're into that kind of stuff, I did it based on what happened on Saturday, what happened to President Trump, and how the left is trying to start a civil war. That's what they want. Anyway, comments down below. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. Keep the country in prayer. Jesus Christ is still king. Still want to know who this Trump VP pick is going to be. RNC starts tonight. We'll talk to you later.